Award shows for famous people. They're awkward, boring, difficult to watch, and potentially satanic.
I remember later that evening I went to the bathroom and Ross Brawn was there standing next to me at the urinals. I was thinking, oh, it's absolutely massive, to be honest. I think this is my chance to pounce and I need to get in front of him. I was sort of in the corner. It was a late night. I had a glass of red wine in my hand at the time as well. I was an 11-year-old kid.
God damn!
I edited that together to make it look bad. George Russell is not the victim of a satanic cult, as far as we know. That was at the 2022 Autosport Awards, where George Russell picked up a trophy for Moment of the Year because of his amazing victory at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Alright, that was a nice moment and everything, but listen to who the other nominations were.
Which moments have been nominated? We have Nick de Vries, point scoring for Williams on his F1 debut in Monza. Max Verstappen's record-breaking 14th win of the season in Mexico. And Ross Chastain's incredible ride around the wall at Martinsville in NASCAR.
Nick de Vries scoring points in Monza, RIP Latifi. Max Verstappen's record-breaking 14th win of the season, nobody cares. And Ross Chastain's incredible ride around the wall at Martinsville in NASCAR. I didn't know what that was, and then I found out.
A championship in Phoenix. Take a look at what he did.
I have never seen anything like that before in my life.
Wide open around the wall in 3 and 4 at Martinsville. Unbelievable.
Forget about Autosport Moment of the Year. He should have been awarded the fucking Nerve of the Year. How is that not a category, and how did that not win Moment of the Year? So the Milky Bar kid won a race for the first time. Who gives a shit? This guy defied the laws of physics. So all you have to do to win an award these days is give Ross Brawn a hand job at the urinals. Speaking of awards going to the wrong people, this is Christian Horner in a tuxedo, and this is the president of the FIA, Mohammed Ben Sulayem. And when the two of them got together at the FIA prize-giving ceremony, something beautiful happened. Mohammed was telling jokes, comedy, zingers, banter. It was a car crash.
You know, I'll say something to Christian. Christian, this cup is nothing to do with the cost cap, okay? So be careful, you know, this is from the FIA, so we are not going to deduct it from your cost cap, okay?
No, that's very generous, thank you.
Japan, you said was controversial. No, the FIA was blamed for the points, but it was not the FIA which made the rules. It was the teams who made the rules, and we were implementing it. So thank you for the
Okay, guys.
Yes, you see?
Let's stay focused.
To me, it's very, very clear about the FIA, and we do that. So thank you very much.
Mohammed bin Sulayem, more like Mohammed's been slamming margaritas. Because he was drunk. That's a perfect joke. That's wordplay. But the point is, both of these award shows were boring, and that gave me an idea. Why don't I host my own award show right here in the garage? Well, because that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the WWR Anniversary 2026 End of Season, thank fuck it's finally over, unofficial but still really important prize-giving ceremony, sponsored by the White House. I support them in this difficult time. Welcome everybody, I am your host and team principal of WickedWiki Racing, Mohammed bin Lee. I had to rent this suit, I hate this. I hate this so much. I can't even put my fucking arm on the door, look at that. I'm gonna rip it, I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna do this like the Oscars, except my show doesn't sit upon a throne of Satanism and pedophilia. A little bit. And I haven't got any trophies because I don't have the budget for that. That all went into building the Ringstar Speed Center. So, instead, I made some certificates. And we're not gonna be doing any boring categories like Best Driver of the Year or Best Moment of the Year. Lame! Instead, I have categories like Why do you have to ruin everything, you slippery little bastard of the year? Fucking What the bloody hell are you playing at, dickhead, of the year? And I've thrown up in my own mouth of the year. Categories that matter. But the first category is Sigma Bastard of the Year. This is an award for the most badass, thick-shafted, cock-making, vagina exploding display of power of the season. In third place, WeatherDays 345 proposing to a robot during his battle against the robots. After faking his death in a tragic fireball accident, it was revealed that Weather was forced into faking his death due to him being held hostage and him not being allowed to say anything. This then turned into a full-blown gun war throughout central Manila, and somehow it ended with Weather proposing to the leader of the robots, Resi, sending the whole team into a nervous breakdown. In second place, Dareem, throughout every single conversation that he has had with everybody else involved in the Discord server. Every single time a team member has said anything slightly so out of context, he has jumped in with his own bizarre statements. He's asked questions, used grammar, and even jumped in and talked about real-world issues. Thanks, Trump. But the best part about Dareem's shenanigans had to be him turning an explanation about shite at school into something that I could not stop laughing about. Then he mentioned someone no one ever thought could actually be real. A school banning masturbating because the sewage kept clogging with the wet dreams of what our IMRP livery looked like. And the winner of Sigma Bastard of the Year is Light of a Champion for his brave heroics after a fake suicide. When Weather's cousin Rex found out about the issues with the team, he jumped onto Weather's account pretending to be his sister, saying that Weather had committed suicide. Once we found that it was actually just his cousin, the team crumbled, with founder Z and engineer Dareem both bailing and Weather forcing himself out of the team. But where was Light, you might ask? He's scrambling to fix everything, takes control of the team, and becomes the new team principal just like that. Within minutes, he organized roles for both the mechanics and the drivers, and Light decided to drive for the team at the same time because in the initial announcement, Light said that he wanted to do it and he was dedicated to doing it because he is the Sigma Bastard of the Year. Congratulations, Light. The next category is, now that's a lot of damage of the year. This is an award for a lot of damage. In third place, Damien and Dareem's Words of Wisdom. Now, a lot of this will have to do with the Gartic phone matches the team has previously done, where one person draws an image based on a prompt and the rest of the team have to guess what the image means. Although Damien was the one who interpreted some of these images as something else, which will be connected to a later award, Dareem was also involved in some of these unhinged sayings, which could also connect to why he achieved second place in Sigma Bastard of the Year.
Now that's a lot of
Hiya! In second place, Light and Z for their joint love-hate relationship towards Weather. Both of these people have had drama with each other that was harrowing. Do you know what that word means? Harrowing? It means acutely distressing or painful, because Light was always honest towards him, but Z was a whole goddamn roller coaster with Weather, which I don't really feel like going through right now. However, all I can say is that half of this drama ripped the team itself in half. Coincidence? I think not.
Now that's a lot of emotional damage.
And the winner of Now That's a Lot of Damage of the Year is Weather and Ring Stars for every single card that has been totaled by Weather himself. And no, this is not me having a go at Weather. For these awards, I will be offending everybody equally. Anyways, in the last month and a half alone, Weather has totaled 4 cars and have tried to auction them off for cheap. We've had the Audi R8, the Mercedes-Benz SLS EV, the Renault 5, and the Ford GT. And if I'm being completely honest here, there's probably more cars out there from years ago that have not even been counted. The estimated cost to fix all these cars? Bankruptcy.
Now that's a lot of no!
And the next category is I've thrown up in my own mouth of the year. And you know what? I'm not even going to bother with third, second, or first place with this one. It's Weather and Z's marriage. Of course, virtual sex is disgusting. The odd noises, the car makeout sessions, the memory losses.
Disgusting!
But the worst part was when, by some crazy miracle of science, Z ended up getting pregnant as a femboy. Z ended up giving birth to a little boy named K, who turned into a violent little prick just like his father. Z and Wither gave birth to this ballistic missile that ended up slapping his parents on several occasions, plus the rest of his team members and his uncle said that I had hairy balls which I fed to him, and nearly ended up flipping a go-kart on its side so many times. I hate this jacket. I hate this jacket so much. Swear down to me, future grave, why would anyone... Where's all the certificates? Oh, look at all the certificates, I swear to God. And the next category is, why do you have to ruin everything, you slippery little bastard of the year? In third place, Damien and his depression era. In second place, Damien whilst playing Gartic Phone with the team. In first place, Damien and his attitude after... Of course it's Damien! Everything he touches turns to lane. And we all know how it started. At the end of 2025, he tried to date a girl who he met on Discord that lived in Japan. Not Malaysia, where he lives. For all we know, he could have been flirting with a 50-year-old man that still lived in his parents' basement. And what was an interesting love story ended up with Damien becoming emo. Sakuragi from Slam Dunk would be spinning in his grave. But after that, Damien was hooked. He was addicted to the feeling of ruining the team dynamic for everybody, and he had to get more. So the attitude that came from rejection went towards the entire team. And yes, I know it's not healthy to have this amount of animosity towards someone who once contributed a lot to our team. And yes, I have said some very mean-spirited things about Damien since he left. I've called him a slippery little bastard, a Grand Prix killer, a witch, a fraud, the worst thing to happen to Malaysia since the introduction of Chinese cars, an agent of the CCP, a baby-harvesting goblin, a globalist mouthpiece, a degenerate sack of anti-human trash, and half Italian. But because it's our 1 year, and it's that time where we do some self-reflection, having thought about some of the things I've said about Damien since he left us, I just want to say I stand by them. He is a demon from the pit of hell, and he needs to be exorcised. And I don't mean exercise as in he needs to go for a run. I mean exorcise, as in a priest with a Bible and a crucifix performs a ceremony to remove the evil spirits from his soul.
The power of Christ compels you!
Or we could just leave him to be sad alone. But an exorcism is more fun. What's the next category? I swear down on my future grave.